Welcome to the second game of our doubleheader here at Intercity. This is a boys matchup of the Ironmen versus the Bloomington Central Catholic Saints. We are having some internet, but we are doing the best we can with that. So please just stand by with that. And here is the second game of our doubleheader here. Brady, do you want to just quickly kind of talk about Central Catholic and how they performed last season?
Well, Central Catholic went 16-17 overall, 4-5 in the Illini Prairie division, which was 6th in that division. They've returned four of their top 5 scores. My apologies. Only losing Colin Hayes, and they have their top scorer from last year, Trayton Eller, who happens to be their tallest player, but playing.
And just their roster this season.
Yeah, so we have for our starters, Keshawn, Manny, Creighton, Chernow. Sorry about that. Will Vogel, TJ Larson, and including the roster, we have 1 freshman, 5 sophomores, 3 juniors, 4 seniors, and 9 returners from last season.
Now going on to normal community. So the leader for community this season, as expected, is Central Michigan commit Kobe Walker. Kobe Walker is averaging an emphatic 20 points a game, 14 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Another leader alongside Walker is Trey Burdett. Trey is averaging 8 points and a season leading 8 assists. Brown, just a sophomore who's seen a lot of minutes this season, is also shooting 50% from 3. And junior Andrew Nauer is shooting 50% from deep. Jarrell Brown is averaging 6 points a game. They are the biggest impact players off of the bench. And then also another starter, Marcus Russell, is averaging 7 points with 4 rebounds. And the last starter for the Ironmen, Connor Smith, has had some shooting struggles to start the season, but he'll keep shooting it because he is an excellent 3-point scorer, and he is averaging 8 points a game as well. Those 7 players have been the big impact players from the Ironmen. Well, here we go. How are we feeling to start this second game of our doubleheader?
I think this will be the biggest test for that.
Marcus Russell on the offensive board, but the Saints are going to turn it the other way for a quick score, and the Saints are the first on the board today. That is Creighton Schneerly with the score. Quick 2-0 lead on the Ironmen. Let's see how the Iron react. Marcus Russell with the floater, no good. Kobe Walker, tip drill, tips it 3 to 4 times, getting it back. Connor Smith thinks about the 3. Marcus Russell's going to slow it down. It's going to be an early timeout from the Ironmen, just 39 seconds into the game. Witzig in his 26th season at the helm for the Iron. Let's talk about Witzig. What a coach. He has just been phenomenal, the winningest coach in Ironman history. He hit the big milestone of 500 wins last season. You love to see the success story for him and his team. As runners-up, just the second time that Witzig has taken them to the state championship. They had never been before Witzig's tenure at the helm for the Ironmen. Now Connor Smith is going to Russell. Marcus Russell finds Trey. Trey has been exceptional passing the ball this season, having a little bit of shooting struggles from 3. Now Connor Smith thinks about the 3. Great defense from the Saints. That's going to be a foul on Creighton Schneerly, I believe, who scored the first basket for the Saints. And that is the first foul on Schneerly. And here's the inbounds from Trey Burdett. He sees Marcus Russell at 3. Marcus won't be thinking about 3s very often. He loves to drive the ball and is a defensive nuisance, but there he is with a nice cut into the lane. Gives it. Now watch, this is a big matchup today between Keyshawn Manny and Marcus Russell. One of the fastest, youngest guards in Illinois in Keyshawn Manny. He is just a soft since last season, averaging 9 points a game. Marcus Russell's one of the best defenders, especially isolation defenders. That'll be a huge matchup today. I'm excited for that one. What about you, Brady?
I think this will be a great matchup as Keyshawn takes a deep one, no good. I think Marcus will use his speed, and I think Keyshawn will use his speed to push the ball. If he gets a mismatch, he's going to take it to the rim.
Connor Smith misses that one, and Central Catholic remains with a 2-point lead and are slowing it down offensively. Keyshawn Manny with the ball in his hands. He'll have the ball for a lot of this season in an inter-city matchup. Like I said earlier, at the next timeout, we'll go through some of the inter-city standings and how impactful this game really will be. Marcus Russell on Manny. It's going to be a travel. Marcus Russell with that suffocating defense causes a turnover by Keyshawn Manny. Now Trey, calm, cool, and collected, bringing it up. That's Scott Smith. Smith thinks about the three. He's going to drive. Gives it to Kobe Walker. Walker immediately double teamed, still gets it to fall. That's the first points for the Ironmen and the first points for Kobe Walker, who averages 20 points and 14 rebounds a game in these first 2 games this season. He had 25 in the last game. And a huge block. Will Vogel is an all-around basketball player, does a little bit of everything right there, throws it away to Trey Burdett. Trey's taking it the other way. He sees Kobe Walker. What an athletic pass, but walk on that play. We have seen 3 travels in 3 minutes. You're definitely seeing the start of the season still. We're in the 3rd game of the season for the Ironmen, just the 2nd for Central Catholic. They're still getting used to the start of the season, completely understandable. Marcus Russell just went to the bench, and Andrew Nauer, fellow Inkspotter, has checked into the ball game. Nauer is averaging 25 minutes a game off of the bench this season. He has been a big implement to this Ironman offense. He was great on JV last year. It has great vision. Nauer squeaks that one up, no good. Kobe Walker with an offensive board, and the putback is good. And that's going to be a timeout. Central Catholic Community has their first lead of the game. 4 minutes left. Now let's go into a little bit of the Intercity standings here. Community sits atop the Intercity at 2-0 after beating West by 5, and 2 days ago beating U-High with a score of 62-43. Upcoming matchups, obviously this one is going on right now, and the last one in Intercity is Bloomington at 6:30 on Monday. Bloomington is 0-2 after losing to U-High by 9, Central Catholic by 21. And Central Catholic is 1-0, beating Bloomington by 21. They had 19 points from Trayton Eller. Keep an eye on his a lot of charges. We'll get into the rest of the teams in a little bit. Will Vogel's got a lane. He sees an open man from 3. The 3 ball's up right off the back. Now the Ironmen push the tempo. We see the freshman in, getting the first minutes, drawing the foul, and that is freshman Chase Caston, who is averaging 16 minutes a game, 3 boards, 2 points. He's someone that has a very smooth 3-point shot, great vision, and is also a great shot blocker as well, as we saw in his first game. He had 2 blocks in his first game as an Ironman, and first free throw is down and good.
I've seen him lacking 0 confidence as he's a sophomore and didn't see a lot of varsity action. Although he was on the roster, he was behind a lot of stars last year, and I think he learned from them as he has a similar play style. I would say Braylon Roman, and I think he looked.
I think that is a really good analysis for play style there. A turnover as number 12 TJ Larson steals that one away, and we see 30 getting involved, Trayton Eller, but that 3 ball is up and no good, but it's tipped around. Trayton Eller's got it. He's going to give it to Manny. The Saints are going to get yet another chance. They haven't scored since the first 30 seconds of the ball game. Now we see Will Vogel slow it down. Gives it back to Manny. This time Jarrell Brown is on Manny, 2 of the top sophomores in this Intercity action. 3s.
Yeah, although the Iron have lost some experience, they have 4 starters that are seniors, and that's more than any other team in Intercity.
Yeah, that is very true. I think it's been huge, especially in that game against U-High. They're coming off of the football season, and Community was able to get a 19-point win led by a really strong 3rd quarter, as they were only up by 7 at halftime. They had a huge 3rd quarter where Kobe Walker scored 12 of his 25. Second free throw's up and good for Manny, and Central Catholic has put it back into a 1-possession ball game, 6-3 Normal Community lead with 3 minutes left in this first quarter. It has been a defensive quarter, to say the least. Jarrell Brown is taking it the other way, gives it to Caston. Caston thought about the 3 ball. He's going to. The Saints on the other end. Logan Baker was open for 3 for a minute. Now we got an open 3 for the Saints. It's up, and that one is down from Trayton Eller. Saints in the last game, as he had 19 points. It's interesting that he's wide open there. Maybe a breakdown in defense for the Iron. Nauer gives it into Walker. Walker is going to be called for the and one, actually, and no charge called there. The feet weren't set. I think that's a fair call. You know, Kobe Walker has so much size on everybody. You're seeing it in this game, a big size advantage, something we'll see a lot from community this season. We said it time and time again last year. This year they do have 8 players.
Trayton Eller for the Saints, and they've used Trayton Eller to double him as a 3 from Chase Caston in the corner.
That was an exceptional shot from Caston. He was more than cover player that just has sheer confidence. He's just a freshman shooting up that shot. I know if I was on varsity as a freshman, I would not be taking that. I don't have that kind of confidence. He has that confidence, and he has that shot. Now the Saints are moving it around rather slowly on offense. And there's the 3 ball, and that's down and good from Keyshawn Manny. The methodical offensive approach worked for the Saints to tie it up here, 9-9 with 1 minute left. We see Owen Osborne looking to check into the ball game. Nauer at the 3-point line. Manny, interesting there. It seemed like Nauer might have been open with that 2v1 approach, maybe a missed opportunity from the Iron. Owen Osborne has checked into the game after having 4 points in this first quarter. We see Jarrell Brown, just a sophomore, is at the inbounds here, passing the ball in for the Ironmen. He's got Connor Smith. That's a 3 ball. Just in and out. Andrew Nauer, what an excellent offensive board. Caston thought about the 3. Back to Nauer to slow it down. The Iron might control the clock here. There's 35 seconds on the clock. What a find from Nauer to Osborne. Up and around his head. What about that pass?
Oh, he definitely uses that over-the-head pass as he's driving.
Team and the Saints set their feet and picked up a charge there. That is a very hard thing to do in basketball when you see someone sprinting down the court, coming right at you. But nice play by the Saints, giving them 12 seconds to take. Manny with the inbounds with 12 seconds left. You start wondering, is it going to go back in Manny's hands? And it is. There's 10 seconds, 9, 8 on the clock. We're down to 6. Manny going behind the back, and that one gets tipped from Caston. Down to 3.9 seconds on the clock, more than enough time for the Saints to get a shot off. A 2-point Ironman lead. What do you think the Saints will go for here real quick?
I'm expecting a quick shot because they don't really have enough time to get over the long arms that the Iron have on the court right now.
Yeah, I think whatever's open is what they'll look for. They get it to Manny. They lost to Community by 19. West is 0-2. Actually, excuse me, UHI's 2-1 after beating West today in overtime, and VHS is 0-2. These are the 2 in this game, and Brady, you talked about, or in Intercity, and Brady, you talked about earlier how this was the biggest test for the Ironmen, and I think that has definitely proved itself in this first quarter, as they've only scored 11 points, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, definitely. They've definitely seen the most experience out of the Saints. They have 4 returners in their starting lineup.
Yeah, there is a lot of experience from the Saints. Arwen, how do you think that benefits them?
They're playing it really fast, and I think it's really interesting that they have so many underclassmen. They're really taking this game faster pace.
And maybe the biggest threat offensively, he's very speedy, a great ball handler, and has a pure shot. And I don't think I've seen him out yet today. I think he's played all 8 minutes. Possession to begin this second quarter. And Keyshawn Manny has Andrew Nauer all over him. See Marcus Russell still on the bench. Connor Smith switches on to Manny. Now back to Nauer. Great defense from the Ironmen. Staying calm, cool, and collected. There's a 3 ball from Central Catholic. Off the front iron, no good. That was Logan Baker on the 3-point shot. Now Connor Smith, a deep 3 is up, and it's good. Connor Smith drains the near NBA range 3-pointer. Going to be a tie.
Saints kind of focusing on Kobe as he's in there. He can draw a lot of attention, and Connor Smith there taking advantage of that, pulling it from almost NBA range, as Zach said.
Yeah, and if we look at other matchups today in the Big 12, Marshall, actually they already played. We don't have a score on that yet. Western U-High played earlier. That was an overtime U-High victory. Centennial versus Belleville West at 4:30. Cornerstone versus the reigning 2A champs P&D at 5:30. Peoria had a game against, it was to be announced because it's in a tournament at 6 o'clock. Mattoon played Central at 6. There's obviously this game going on as we speak and Danville versus Lincoln at 7:45. There hasn't been too many games played yet, but we will keep you updated as the season.
You see a lot of hustle from Brown. When he goes in the game, he's got fresh legs, and he's running all over the place using those long arms to get in between defenders.
Yeah, this community team this year and many years to come. There's a deep three from Trayton Eller. It's in his name. Trayton Eller knocks down the tray there as Eller, that is his second three of the game. He's up to 6 points, and he has been their leading scorer so far this season. Connor Smith responds with a three of his own. That's his second of the game, and he's looking back at the Saints. This is getting exciting. Some great shooting from both squads here. Let's see how the Saints respond to Connor's three. Now Eller with us into Kobe. Kobe's got a mismatch. No good. It bounces around. Kobe's triple covered. That's going to be a foul on the ground. This is something we'll see a lot of this season. We saw it last year with Jaheim Weber and Kobe when he came triple and double covered a lot.
Yeah, and with that, he'll draw a lot of fouls using his size. They'll have to foul him if they want to stop him if they're getting tired. And if he can knock down those free throws, that'll be crucial to his game.
Yeah, Kobe's a decent free throw shooter, and he's done well so far from the free throw line. Marcus Russell gives it to Connor Smith, who thought about another three. He's going to throw that one away to the Saints. That's TJ Larson. He's going to kick that over, and that might be a charge. That is going to be a blocking foul on Marcus Russell, as I believe that was and good from the Saints, making this game back to 4 points. Was that Marcus Russell's second foul on the night? I believe that was his second.
I believe it was.
Which is something to definitely keep an eye on. He's that player that kind of some extra juice when they need it. And Marcus Russell has just checked out of the game, picking up his second foul. And the freshman Chase Caston is in. We have a mixed lineup here. We have Jarrell Brown. He's a sophomore. Andrew Nauer's a junior. Chase Caston's a freshman, and two seniors in Kobe Walker and Connor Smith. We are just seeing 4 years of normal community here. That's something cool that you don't see very often. Connor Smith gives that one over to Caston. Caston back to Smith. There's the three ball. His third three of the game. Connor Smith is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. What a shot from Smith's going to give that one into Nauer. And Nauer's actually averaged more minutes than Marcus Russell this season, despite being behind him. Chippy player that gets a lot of fouls. Nauer's going to get a whole lot of minutes. He plays great defense as well. Nauer thought about the three ball. Deep pass to Connor Smith. And you see they are not letting Connor Smith shoot. Really pressing him hard. Andrew Nauer is going to drive it. Gives it back to Smith. Smith thought about the three. He's going to give it to Kobe. Kobe's double teamed again. Jarrell Brown from three. Almost drops. That was a college level threes behind the green Illinois Wesleyan line. And the Saints take it the other way. Kobe Walker on the block, but that is actually going to be a
them in a situation where they have to make a lot of substitutions.
Yeah, Eller is in fact not at the free throw line. That foul was called on the floor. And talking it over with the refs real quick, I think about kind of how that was on the floor. See what the Saints draw up here. Manny is back in the game. Keep an eye on that. We haven't seen a lot from him. The Ironmen have really been able to shut him down, but he has endless energy. We'll see here tonight if the Iron have endless energy as well to contain Manny. There's the shot. That's up and no good from number 30. We talk about him a lot, and we will tonight. Nauer's taking it the other way. He's got Owen Osborne in the game. He's going to dump it into Kobe. Kobe with a mismatch. Just misses that one. He's going to keep shooting those, though, and that was this a lot this season. Chase Caston thought about getting it into Kobe. Instead, there's an open Owen Osborne. He's got a deadly three-pointer, and that one falls down. Last year, Owen Osborne playing more of a unicorn position, playing some shooting guard, playing some forward. Maybe even at times we'll see him at center. Probably not, but there is a chance of it. But he still has a great three-point shot, and it has improved dramatically. It's going to be Ironman basketball there. I believe a foul was called on Will Vogel.
So far, we've seen a lot of versatility from the Iron. They've been able to get points inside and out. And I think if they are able to keep making these threes, that'll bring the defenders out more, and Kobe will have a lot of space to work down there and put the ball in the hoop. Exactly.
They are red hot with a 26-14 lead. The Saints need to score here as the Ironmen are starting to break this game open. Nauer's all over Manny. There's nowhere to go for Manny. Up and no good from number 5, Creighton Schneerly. Lots of cheering in this arena. It's 26-14 Ironmen with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. The Ironmen have really opened this ball game up. It was 11-9 after 1 quarter of action. In the last 5 minutes, the Ironmen have scored 15 points. Which, did that come from 5 3-pointers?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it was 5 threes. We had 2 from Smith, 1 from Nauer, 1 from Osborne, and I believe we had 1 from Caston. Yeah, Walker. Very high pass there from Walker. Connor Smith gets it back to Osborne. There's another 3. It's up. The Ironmen cannot miss from 3. There's another one. 6 second quarter threes. Ironmen have knocked down a 3. Osborne, Nauer, Osborne again. Wow, what an just absolute spectacular game from the Ironmen from deep.
Yeah, the Saints are going to have to step up on those, and maybe the Iron will look to drive past them in these next possessions if they do make that adjustment.
Yeah, I think the Saints are definitely going to need to make an adjustment, and Kobe Walker's still in that game. So you know when they adjust, trying to cause the Iron to not make 3-pointers, Kobe Walker is going to be just as much of a threat in the inside for them. Only difference is he'll be putting up 2 points instead of 3, unless he's down. Looking to Kobe Walker inside. And there's Trey. He's open from 3. It's deep. They cannot miss. What is happening here tonight at the Shirk Center? The Ironmen have had 4 straight possessions with the pointers in the second quarter. I haven't seen anything like this in high school basketball. Manny has Nauer over on him. He hasn't been able to get anything all game here tonight, as Nauer has been all over it. Kobe Walker forces a steal there. The Ironmen are looking for a 20-point lead. It's 32-14. Euro step from Connor Smith. Crafty finish, no good. Kobe Walker with the putback. It's a 34-14 lead. Connor Smith nearly gets the steal there. There's a minute 20 left in this second quarter, and the Ironmen have completely blew the gates open here. The Ironmen controlling the tempo here. Kobe Walker finds an open Trey. 3 again. And no good, but the Ironmen have another chance. Connor, no good off the iron. Trey almost, like, finally the Ironmen have missed. And I didn't know if that was ever going to happen. It seemed like they were just going to keep knocking down threes forever. That was exceptional. 7 3-pointers if you're just joining us from the Ironmen in this second quarter. They had 4 straight possessions with a 3 made. Manny is getting heated up, and every time after Manny makes a shot, he's looking at the student section, and it is getting chippy here. It's a 34-18 lead with 13 seconds left. Now we're down to 10. Trey taking his time, gives it off to Osborne. Back second quarter, 8th 3-pointer by the Ironmen. In this quarter, they scored 8 threes, 1-2 for a total of 26 second quarter points.
That was an incredible quarter from the Ironmen. The lead is incredible already in the second quarter. I'm excited to see what they bring for the third and fourth.
And Brady?
Yeah, they were raining down threes from everywhere, really able to get dribble penetration and kick it out, and almost everybody was open and almost everybody was knocking them down. I think the Saints will have to make an adjustment one way or another.
Brady, you've watched a lot of high school basketball, right?
Yeah, I have.
Have you seen something like that before?
I really don't think I have.
That was just crazy. It was 4 straight possessions that the Ironmen took it to a 3-pointer and not. I think I said it earlier. Treyton knocked down a couple threes for them, but Trey knocked down a couple trays for us. Just what a showing from the Ironmen. They were up 11-9. Seemed like it was going to be quite the close matchup, and the Ironmen outscored Central Catholic 26-9 in that second quarter. And it looks like the Ironmen will be able to hold Central Catholic under 50, which is their goal every game. What do you think the Ironmen need to do to keep seeing the success in the second half? Maybe after these threes, we know they won't always fall like that. What are they going to need to continue to do to hold off the Central Catholic Saints that I know are hungry?
I think they can expect a lot more perimeter defense from the Saints, because if those threes are falling, there's no way the Saints can retaliate.
Champaign Central came out on top 57-50. Then Belleville West beat Danville 73-39 in the Lincoln Thanksgiving tourney. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We know that was yesterday. You guys ate a lot. How much did you guys eat? I ate a bunch.
I ate a bunch too.
Oh, I enjoyed the mashed potatoes a ton.
Oh, I love mashed potatoes. You know, I didn't have turkey at either of my
Wow.
Thanksgivings.
Really?
So it was interesting. I'm not a big turkey guy though.
Yeah.
At my dad's, I had salmon. You know, switched it up. It was pretty tasty.
Yeah.
It was. If you have to pick, okay, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot here. If you have to pick, I'm gonna say one entree and one sidekick for Thanksgiving. Give me your superstar and your sidekick for Thanksgiving food.
For me, you go ahead.
Yeah. So it looks like we
Yeah.
got ham and salmon over here.
Well, and my sidekick, I would say, is stuffing. Similar to Kobe Walker, he said his second favorite Thanksgiving meal is stuffing. Because
I love that one there. And, ooh, this is a tough one. Okay, for entree, I'm going to have to take, okay, what did my mom make yesterday? I think it was beef. No, stew. It was stew. There was some kind of meat in there. It was good. And then I had that this morning, you know, nice little breakfast. Sidekick, I'm going to have to take green bean casserole, which my mom decided not to make this year, which was interesting. But my dad made it, so it was okay. All right. Do we have any more Thanksgiving talk? Because I'm willing to talk about that for a little bit. You got any interesting Thanksgiving stories?
I'm all out of things.
Steak and shake, so that's pretty good. Talking a lot about food here. I think I think like my thoughts of like being really hungry is starting to
Subconsciously
into
hungry.
yeah.
Waiting.
I think it's bleeding into the announcing here. About Big 12. We also, in those first games on Monday, Community beat West 60-55. Richwoods beat Lutheran 70-50 in the Rockford Boylan Thanksgiving again. Oh no, they better not get me started. Invitational. You also have Centennial beat Lincoln 48-44. BHS on top of, or actually U-High on top of BHS 64-55. Then on Tuesday, Champaign Central went 2-0 now with the win over Robinson by 28. Peoria took down Decatur Eisenhower 51-47. Centennial.
Lower scoring games I've seen in high school.
You know, I'm willing to bet it was the first game of the season for Urbana. I'm willing to bet that might have been some getting used to the season too. A little bit of that as well. Over to Wednesday, which was just 2 days ago. Central Catholic took down Bloomington 58-37. Richwoods beats Thornton 43-40. Thornton had Morez Johnson last year, who is now playing for the Fighting Illini over in Champaign. Roanoke Benson took on P&D, like I said earlier, the reigning 2A champs. P&D takes a 47-30 victory in that Thanksgiving tourney. Manual had a big win over Sacred Heart Griffin, 80-61, very high scoring. And Community beat U-High 62-43, and that is...
City tournament really, it being isolated and having a trophy for that really does encourage these teams to play even more hard than they do the rest of the season.
Yeah, I know this is it's just a really fun time. You're bringing in lots of different schools. A lot of times you have a game on after, lots of people waiting, big emotions. Everybody's playing their heart out. It's something, first thing to really look forward to in the basketball season, and it's just a great way to tip off the season. Community is coming off of winning this. Last year they had a big victory in Intercity, and they are looking for that again this year. They're 2-0. The only undefeated team left is Central Catholic at 1-0, but right now Community is obviously up 37-18. We're going to take just maybe a And it just really brings the whole town together. Connor Smith gives that one over to Trey, back into Kobe. Kobe double covered again, knocks down both Central Catholic athletes. Foul on Catholic, and Central Catholic's head coach just got a technical foul. He is incredibly heated, and he is thrown out of the game. What a turn of events here at the Shirk Center, as Central Catholic's head coach is going to be gone after that one, after the foul was not called on Kobe Walker. And we're seeing a lot of emotions in this one. I'm a little stunned. I wasn't really expecting that. Intercity brings out the best in people. And he is going to head on to the locker room. He will be checking out for the game. And that was head coach Jason Welch. He has been the head coach for 17 years. Sectionals 5 times. There was a 3rd place finish in 2017-18, led them to a 2nd place finish just a year ago as Connor Smith knocks down that free throw in 2022-23, and a 1st place finish 10 years ago as well. He has an overall record of 333 and 183. Historically, a very successful coach, and losing him is going to be a pretty big factor for Central Catholic here tonight if they wanted any hopes of getting back in this ball game. Connor Smith at the free throw line. Here's the 3rd one up, and no, there's a whistle blown dead there as we have the officials talking it over here with the scorekeeper. I don't think the clock necessarily started. We are going to have a talk. This is quite the slow start to the 3rd quarter here.
Eventful for sure.
Yeah, definitely eventful. And we're seeing, I think this is the quietest the gym has been tonight. We've seen a lot of noise from the gym, and it is awfully quiet right now.
Yeah, I think they're sort of stunned here at the Shirk.
I know I am. Connor Smith gives that over to Marcus Russell. Marcus Russell back to Smith. It's going to be a travel called on Marcus Russell. I might have said Marcus Smith there for a second. I think that definitely happened. Anyways, Marcus Russell is going to be playing defense here against Keyshawn Manny. Manny is an explosive point guard. He's Lineup. Trey Burdett is a junior. Andrew Nauer also a junior. Then we have a sophomore in Jarrell Brown and a freshman in Chase Caston. This is really the future of Ironman basketball on the court here. Three ball from Connor Smith there. That's his 14th point and his 4th three ball. He's had a little struggles in the first 2 games of the season being able to knock down that deep shot, and I think he succeed from long range. Manny is showing off his talent. Crossover. Nice little around the corner layup from Manny. That's what the Saints like to see there. And we got a 3 ball from Chase Caston. Down it goes. The Ironmen are continuing their 3-point dominance, and that's the freshman's 2nd 3 of the night. And the Ironmen are up to, I don't even know how much, but I think they're up to 12, 13 threes on the game. This is exceptional. Manny the other way, up and up.
That can probably stop him and force him to move that ball.
Yeah, that's for sure. But Manny has struggled a little bit from the free throw line here tonight, not being able to knock that one down. And all of a sudden, this lineup just went from maybe an average size lineup to a pretty tall one, that's for sure. As you have Chase Caston, he's 6'5", Jarrell's 6'6", and Kobe Walker is 6'9", 6'10", depends on who you ask. Some people might say he's 7 foot, you never know. And it sure does seem like that tonight, as he's really a force to be reckoned with in the paint. The Ironmen obtain a 21-point lead with just under 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Connor Smith heavily guarded. He's going to take that one in. Gives it over to Andrew Nauer, in and out from 3. Jarrell saves it, gets it from his teammate, throws it off of the leg of a Saints player. That was just a high IQ basketball play there.
It's great to see a hustle. Even though the Iron have a 21-point lead, they are keeping the pedal to the metal. As there's more hustle from Nauer diving on the floor. And it'll be Saints ball, but nonetheless, great hustle from Nauer there.
That's going to be a floor burn. And what is happening from the Ironmen here? We have a bit of confusion between the Iron. Chase Caston is going to head to the bench.
I think we're seeing frustration from him having the foul.
Emotions here. Still a little confused on that last play. What did you see from it?
I saw a dive on the floor by Nauer, and it seemed like his shoulder. The Iron weren't too happy with that one.
Yeah. And I think Nauer might have some floor burn after that one. I heard
he slid for a while.
Squeaking, and that was a long slide. That was longer than most baseball slides. Connor Smith's bringing it up, but Andrew Nauer just showing the kind of hustle he has. He's still on the court, still giving it his all. The Saints poke that one away. That's going to be Ironman basketball. Trayton Eller poked that one away. You know, 2 names we're really talking about a lot is Trayton Eller and Keyshawn Manny for the Saints, as they're really leading that offense. And incredible attack to the rack. What did we just witness? Manny with a turnaround floater up and under, and he's having himself a game. That's one bright spot. What about that attempt from Brown, the attempt at the rack? Wow. Jarrell gives it to Kobe. Kobe's going to split it. Jarrell Brown at 3, no hesitation. He makes up for the missed 3 as he buries, or the missed dunk as he buries the triple there. 50-28 Ironman lead. And the Ironmen have hit the 50 marker, the marker that they try to hold their opponents to every single game. And definitely something that they should be able to hold the Saints to with just 10 minutes left, and the Saints at 28 points. It's a missed 3. Will be for the next few years, even into 2 years from now. They'll be going up against each other in Intercity action, and it should be a lot of fun, that's for sure. Now the Saints are just looking for the big ball. No good there from number 5, Creighton Schneerly, who started off the game rather hot. He's been quiet ever since. Alley-oop attempt from Jarrell Brown and Kobe. The Ironmen have decided it's time to try to put on a show for the fans here at Shirk Center, with Jarrell attempting a dunk earlier and Jarrell throwing that one up to Kobe to maybe try an alley-oop. But Bloomington Central Catholic says, maybe not today. We're just going to foul him. I think that's a smart move.
The Iron definitely keeping up the tradition of trying to dunk. and have some flashiness if they've had Zach Cleveland, Jaheim Weber, Braylon.
Gives you some sort of momentum. DJ Garrett checking into the game for the Saints. That is a returner from last season. DJ Garrett is a senior and really just a sharp three-point shooter, so the Ironman, he'll shoot it quick, and he knows how to knock that one down. Gabe Nege is in the game for the Ironman, coming in for Kobe Walker. Gabe's coming off of a very great first season at football. He got a all-conference honorable mention. His presence stops Manny there from going for the layup. Gabe gets up on Manny's three. Manny's three does end up falling down. It's a bit of a mismatch with Gabe Nege guarding the rather smaller Manny. Trey thought about giving it to Caston. Instead gives it to Nege. So we have a lineup in for the Ironman with a completely, besides Trey, Trey's the only starter in the lineup for the Ironman. We have Jarrell Brown, Chase Caston, kind of for the team this year, getting lots of minutes. Jarrell's been seeing 12 minutes a game. Chase has been seeing 16. AJ Ince is also in the game, someone that will be in the game in these sorts of situations, and next year could possibly start. You'll see much elevated minutes. He's a great ball handler. And then you also see Gabe, who also will be seeing elevated minutes as the season progresses since he's coming off this football season. I know last year we saw Dexter Niekamp in Intercity. He didn't play a lot just because he was coming off of the football season, and then obviously he ended the season as a starter. Gabe will most likely not. It's not fun. It's definitely not fun when you're on a basketball court. I know my sophomore year I was trying out for the team, and during tryouts got a nosebleed. Not because anybody hit me, just because.
Play.
Now, what a fancy pass from Trey and a nice finish from Jarrell Brown. Trey goes around the defenders and gets it into Brown, who goes up and under, shifting, knocking down that layup. What a play from the junior and sophomore. Oh, and we had a quick stare down there from AJ Ince and Keyshawn Manny. It is getting heated. Oh my gosh, this is an exciting one here today. The score might say 54-30 line today. Really the only thing he's struggled with. He's knocked down the three ball. He's gotten to the lane. He's had a great presence on the defensive end, forcing a lot of steals. And that free throw is no good again. Something that Manny will definitely need. You see underclassmen shoot free throws a little bit worse than upperclassmen, and Manny is just a sophomore. Lots of time to improve. Knocks down that second free throw. There's 37 seconds left on the clock. 54-34. Normal Community is leading Central Catholic. Trey gives it off to Caston. Caston over to Ince. Ince with a quick jab step over to Brown. Great ball movement. The Ironmen are really moving quite a bit. Only person we haven't seen touch the ball yet is Gabe Nege. He sets a high screen for Trey. Trey says, give me the ISO. And that one rimmed in and out. The Ironmen do have 5 fouls. But it is Ironman basketball.
I think they called a travel there before the foul on Caston.
Yeah, that might have been a foul on DJ Garrett. And that one's going to go into Gabe. 0.7 on the clock. And an extra dribble from Gabe that maybe he didn't have with 1.7 seconds left. He maybe should have just faced up and shot that one up. But great quarter from the Ironmen, up 54-34. A lot of extracurricular activity on the court in this third quarter as the head coach from Central Catholic got kicked out of the game after getting really heated in the first 17 seconds happening. And you see the athletic directors on both teams standing next to the fans, making sure that everybody stays in check, because we know these games get heated.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of emotions also from the player. Maybe that's due to the fact that his coach was ejected within the first 17 seconds.
The Ironmen have a 20-point lead entering this fourth quarter, and we have a new lineup for the Ironmen. Marcus Russell at point guard, Gavin Sheets at shooting guard. He played junior varsity his sophomore year. Didn't make it last year, tried out again, and made it this year. He's going to be a sharp shooter off the bench for the Ironmen. Then we also have the 3 that have seen a lot of minutes today: Chase Caston, Jarrell Brown, and Kobe Walker on the court. Eller, he was the leading scorer last year for them as well with 15 points a game. And also on the court is number 20, Logan Baker, who just subbed out for number 5, Creighton Schneerly a lot of, and also DJ Garrett to provide a three-point shooting that they need because they need to score fast and in a hurry. The Ironmen can really take as long as they need to, and I would advise that they should, as you have a lead with still, there's a lot of game left. It's not over till the buzzer sounds. It's 20 points, but there's also nearly 8 minutes on the clock. So I think the Saints really need to push the pace, and the Ironmen need to take their time. Great defensive presence from Kobe Walker. There's the three from Garrett. No good from DJ Garrett. And it's going to be a push in the back from number 2, bringing that up. He's not much pressure at the three-point line. Now there is. Marcus doesn't usually shoot deep balls. He loves to drive it and is most known for his defensive presence. He loves that floater just in and out for Russell. Catholic the other way. And a drive on Gavin Sheets, and that one falls down for Creighton Schneerly, someone that hasn't scored since the first quarter. Marcus Russell's going to take that the other way. What do you want to see from the Ironmen offensively in this quarter?
I would expect them to slow down the pace and look to really move the ball rather than putting up shots quickly as they try to milk this clock and keep their lead.
Yeah, I think milk this clock describes it perfectly. That's what the Ironmen need to do. Marcus Russell called for the travel there. Con and Chase Caston are all getting lots of minutes off the bench. Chase Caston and now are in the game, and Gavin Sheets is also in to knock down some shots. Manny shoots up the three ball, no good. And we got a fast break. Manny on him, jump stop, and he missed that one. And the Saints are going the other way. He tried to go up and under. Nice attempt from Sheets. Manny's got it, no look pass. And a Saint body on the ground. We got a fast break from Caston. He's trying to beat the crowd. And a tough finish from Chase Caston, who ended up shooting that layup right hand behind his head. Excellent finish from the freshman. Back to a 20-point lead for the Ironmen, who really controlled the tempo in the second half after coming off of such a huge lead entering the second half. Was called on the foul there. I believe that was on the floor. Gavin Sheets will be inbounding it. You see Caleb Tyus, who just committed to the D2 Concordia University, has checked into the game for Gavin Sheets. This is a 6'3" forward with a slick three-point shot. He can also get up there, don't be fooled. He can slam it down as he did on me in Four Seasons one time.
Happens to the best of us.
Yes, it does. I like to forget that moment. Andrew Nauer gives it over to Chase Caston. Caston drives in, and I believe he's going to be called on the charge there. But Chase, actually, no. Yes, that is going to be a charge on Caston. My apologies. And a timeout by the Ironmen. I would expect
Him involved. They like to favor seniors. But also some more youth, some more juniors, like maybe Kellen Oxen, who's coming off a great football season, and maybe Carter Harris, who's another long-armed, tall athlete.
Yeah, Kellen Ogston led the team and rebounds. He averaged 10 points, 8 rebounds a game in JV. And like you said, Carter was right behind him. He can shoot the three ball. He's exactly kind of what you expect in a current day big. He can shoot the three ball, puts up 9 points a game, and he shot an exceptional 67% from the field last season at JV. And you start thinking a lot of those players like Ogston, like Carter, they would have seen varsity minutes if it hadn't been such a monumental season for the Ironmen, a season that saw them finish second.
Caston and Brown, they're playing with a lot of aggression and hustle. Maybe they have a chip on their shoulder trying to prove something.
Yeah, another underclassman with a chip on his shoulder is Keyshawn Manny, who knocks down yet another shot. Smith nearly throws that one away. Nauer picks it up. Nauer to Caston. Caston trying to drive. Some really hard defense from the Saints. Kobe Walker turns the corner, and he's going to be called on a travel there, as he did take one extra step to be able to get that dunk. If we're in the NBA, no one's calling that, and that's a flush. Keyshawn Manny's taking it the other way. Manny kicks it over. The three-point ball is up, and it is good. Trey Eller drains the three, bringing Central Catholic within 15, giving it their last push of the game to double digits, the first double-digit game from the freshman. The Saints on the other way with a nice fake from three. Back into the paint for number 11, Will around, gives it back to the three-point line. Shot is up, no good from number 5, Creighton Schneerly. We have a fast break. Caleb Tyus spins nearly loses it, and a nice finish from Caleb Tyus. The Saints were all over him. Caleb Tyus cocks it back and shoots a fadeaway as his body is at like a 60-degree angle.
That just shows how much depth the Ironmen have and how much athleticism they have all over the roster.
Now Andrew Nauer playing defense on one of the leading scorers, Andrew Nauer. And one thing that I love that the Ironmen do is they always all stand up and give high fives to their teammates, just really showing what it's all about. It's all about sportsmanship tonight in such a chippy game where it's easy to get lost in your emotions. The Ironmen have stayed composed, and that's maybe the most impressive thing they've done here tonight. Caston finds the corner, finds a Walker, and there is an and one from Kobe Walker. Nice finish from the Central Michigan commit, and nice find from Chase Caston. And I'm sure in a few years we'll be saying his name with a school and a commit in front of it, because he is something to watch. He may even start by the end of the season. And there's an open three. Passes up on it, looking for a better shot. They got the better shot. DJ Garrett from three. Just misses that one off the back iron. Chase Caston, hungry for the rebound, gives it to Trey. We're down to 2:30, and Trey's going to slow it down. Instead, actually, dumps it into Kobe Walker, who gives it back to Connor Smith. Connor Smith, turnaround jumper. Nice shot from Connor Smith. Turnaround fadeaway jumper. Knocks it down to put the Ironmen up by more than 20 once again. And Brady, you talked about the juniors. Who's checking in right now?
There goes Carter Harris and Kellen Oxen, seeing their first minutes so far this season.
Yeah, that is a big check-in for them. We also have AJ Ince, the junior, coming in as well. That three ball, no good. Off the front iron. Community will be 3-0. Bloomington Central Catholic at 1-1. U-High is 2-1. West is 0-2. And BHS, Bloomington High School, last matchup for the Ironmen here at the Shirk Center Monday against Bloomington. And we have a whole new lineup in. Jaden Orick is also going to be checking into the game. The senior that was on the team last year and is just really a great practice player for the Ironmen. And when he sees minutes, he can light it up from deep. Witzig talking things over with Caleb Tyus. And we have a bit of a delay. Obviously, it's something you practice over and over and over again. But as you get more experience in game, it starts to change, and you start seeing more of those knocked down. You know, I'd like to point out a lot of people in the section from Normal Community love everything they're standing for and what they're showing for this team, that they're here this season and they're ready to cheer on this Ironman basketball team. 65-43 lead with 1:23 left in the game. Just a quick rundown of the lineup. We have Jaden Orick at point guard. AJ Ince also arguably a point guard. That's the backcourt for the Ironmen. Caleb Tyus is put in at a small forward position. Carter Harris power forward. And the big, dominant Kellen Ogston. He is a threat from the three-point line. And that is something that really affected him being able to give that one into Caleb Tyus, because they needed to be all over Carter Harris from three. And real quick, Central Catholic on the court is number 25, I believe, Eon Kahn. Also 24, Colin Hayes is in the game. 55, Charlie Graham. Senior DJ Garrett. That one right off the iron for Garrett. And number 24, Colin Hazer in the game. Lots of underclassmen for them. Or actually, correction, not Colin Hayes, sorry. Gavin Slayback. He's a freshman on the Central Catholic team. Bloomington will give them the outright Intercity Championship on Monday. We're very excited for that one. Let's run through this game. What did you guys see from the Ironmen? I know I saw it knocking Central Catholic down to only 45 points on the night and putting up an exceptional 67. So not only do you hit your goal of keeping them under 50, you put up 67 points, an excellent three-point shooting night from the Ironmen, and they're closing out the Shirk Center here tonight with a fashionable statement. What do you guys think of tonight's game?
Tonight, the Irons showed a ton of versatility, getting it done inside and out, draining a ton of threes early on, and really the Saints just couldn't recover from that. And they emptied their entire bench, getting everybody.
It was a really cool game.
Yeah, and this will conclude the doubleheader from the Inkspot here tonight. We saw 2 community wins, pretty dominant victories. The Lady Iron quarters and ended up with an 18-point victory, I believe. And the boys team had a 22-point victory, in large thanks to a strong shooting performance. On the video, controlling the camera, was Vidushi Shukla, and on really everything else, every single time we go on air, is Mr. Brad Bovenkirk supplying everything to you. And alongside me was Arwin Georgas, and